How are you? I'm actually here live right now, and I just came to say that I love you all, and I want to motivate you to keep on going. That whatever goal you have set for yourself, keep going. And I am learning that anytime you set out to do anything good, for humanity, for yourself, for your family, for your children, in general, that you're going to get some pushback. But push through it. You will get to where you're going, of course, unless you pivot. But I am just out here on this wonderful Saturday saying that you should not give up. And I know I've been talking about the things we say, using our words and things like that. Don't give up. Do not give up because you are all the best moms ever, right? Yes, you're all the best moms ever. And I just wanted to say that every time you put your best foot forward, you should continue on that. And I know that as moms, we are really working to be highly motivated and progress in whatever we're doing. So whether it's on the job, at home, what we do with the children, no matter what it is, we always want to be progressing, right? So, one thing I always really wanted to tackle is cleaning. So, because I work outside of the home, I'm trying to figure out what's a good way to clean. And usually I hear say if you make enough money, that you can always hire someone to clean. Just tell them what you need cleaned, whether it's like the bathrooms, the floors, the baseboards, whatever it is. This way you won't have to do it because you know if you're making money, then you pay someone else to do the things, especially if you don't like to do it or you don't want to do it or it's time consuming. But if it's taking up your time from making that money, then just pay someone, right? There's majority of the time there's a solution to a lot of these things out there, right? So now if you don't make enough money based on how much you're going to be paying someone, then you're going to take, hi, Human Torch, hello, how are you? So if you know you're not going to take that time, so I'm talking about cleaning right now, and that progress is still progress. Hi, Kiwi King, how are you? And when you're making that progress, just to keep going. I always say in my management process is to add a timer, right? Adding timers is a really, really good thing because you know you have an intention and it must be done within that time. So let's just say I set a timer for 30 minutes. I would take those 30 minutes and say, all right, what can I do in this time in cleaning so I don't really feel bad? And then for maybe like 5, 10 minutes, I'll take a break and then I'll come back in 30 minutes, but do everything on a timer. Oh, today, my day is actually going really well. Believe it or not, it's my son's birthday tomorrow. And so my family and I, we all went out for breakfast. And I said, you know what? Let me just jump on live and talk to all of my peoples out there. And we're just going to be talking about motivation and having progress in the things that we do and the goals that we are, looking to actually make. And I find that a lot of moms find my channel by looking at things for motivation. When it comes up to motivation, I would say that I'm really good at taking things that are hard and pushing through them. I'm the kind of person where I like to find solutions to problems because what happens is it's like if you cry over a situation and you're having a really, really hard time, thank you, thank you. Yes, so if you're having a really, really hard time, thank you for the happy birthday to my son. Yes. So he'll be driving soon. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh. But I find that when you have a hard time, that it's not time to give up, but it's time to actually push through it. And if you don't know how to do it, this is the time where you ask questions, right? So I like belonging to mom groups, and most people who know me know that I belong to a lot of mom groups, and I get a lot of ideas. Even the things I bring to you guys is they're things that I have learned from other mothers, and it does keep me going. And this is where I can come to my channel and report to you guys. Now, some of the things that I've had on here was I was talking about the words we speak and the things we say, because a lot of people, especially teenage children, they tend to, be very hard, especially at that difficult stage. It's like when you have a newborn. So with the teenagers, they tend to go into their own little space. And me having teenagers, it's like, I definitely see it where they do get into this little space on their own. And hi, anime kid. And yeah, they go into this space where they kind of shut down. But I think at the time when children become teenagers, they really want to hear encouraging words, and they want to hear you tell them that they love them. They may not say it out loud, but I really do believe that they appreciate it. And the kids who are actually, thank you for the subscription, tell your friends about it. The kids who are actually shutting down, they really need a lot of TLC, and they need to hear a lot of good words, because faith comes by hearing, right? And so the words that we hear, so when we're online, when we're out walking, like when you go into a store and you hear different songs, or whatever you are listening to, you watch certain TV shows, all of these things affect you because it's going into your inner being. So it's not really what goes in that defiles a man, it's what comes out. And this is where we see certain behaviors in teenagers, is because it's what they are learning, what they are taking in, the friendships they have, the crowds they have. Sorry if you see me looking around, because guess what, I'm out at the mall. And like I said, I took this break out for you guys. And I just really wanted to come to you and say, we really need to take into account the things we say, the things we watch, the things we do, because a lot of people really want to hear, I love you. And I always tell moms, go into the mirror and just say to yourself, I love you. And whoever is watching right now, definitely, absolutely go into the mirror and say, I love you, because it means a lot. The words actually go into you, and eventually you start feeling and doing the things you hear and you see. And I say, when we get into other mom groups, we begin to take the good from what we see or we hear from other mothers, and we can implement them in our lives. So if your child is struggling and another mom has already gone through it, it's good where you can ask a question, right? And you can use this for any circumstance, whether it's business, whether it's with friends, whether, of course, my phone is saying that the temperature is too hot. I'm outside and, it's trying to shut down here, but hopefully it won't. But if you're definitely enjoying this and you want to see me go live, hopefully I can come on with motivational Mondays. I used to do them a good while ago, and it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully I can start doing those again, because I really want to motivate. Oh, you're a child. Well, anime kid, seeing that you're a child, you tell me, what are some things, if you were a teenager, you tell me, are you a teenager? And then, if that's the case, what are some things you would love to hear from your parents that will make you happy? What are some things that you feel is lacking by the things they say that will help to, make you feel better or be more productive? Because any kind of progress is good progress, especially, if you're going one step at a time. And yeah, it's great. It's good to hear I love you. And I really feel like kids vibe from this. And when they start to hear I love you, they feel good about themselves, and they themselves begin to progress. And I feel like sometimes when we don't see children progressing, it's because they're lacking of, or the love that they don't know is there, because I feel like parents automatically love their children, but some of them don't know how to show it. And I feel like if we will say, I love you to our children, at least that's one of the things, because every kid is different. I feel like they'll respond to it. They will, how do I say, they will be productive. And that's with anyone, regardless if it's a child, an adult, if you're an employee, you want to know that you're being appreciated. And I feel like that is with anyone, right? Because when you know that you are appreciated, it's easier to progress, right? And you will actually take the time and, go backwards so that you appreciate that someone appreciates you. Am I getting through to you? Is this correct? And I feel like most people, they don't really, or at least most parents, they don't really understand that, kids really want to hear, I love you. They want a big hug, or they want you to show that you appreciate them. And it's not just going out for ice cream or buying clothes, because those are like patches. And I believe we should get to the root cause of issues. And because I have my own students, I feel like when students believe you care for them, they actually do try harder. And that's children in general. They will try harder when they know that you care and you really appreciate them. And it also goes for adults. So as a mother, I see it in my own children. I was talking about the things I say, and whether I raise my voice or I keep my voice lower. One thing I taught my daughter is that if I'm doing something, instead of her yelling or whining and crying about it, most of the time when she does that, I kind of shut her out, which is not a good thing, because I come home from work and I'm overwhelmed. And so I have to teach her how to come to me in a way that I can hear her and listen to what she's saying. So the way to approach an adult, especially if they are busy, so young ones out there listening, is to say, excuse me, and you wait for them to acknowledge you. And once they acknowledge you and you're standing there or whatever you're doing, then they can stop what they are doing, and then they can look at you, and then you can speak and say what you need to speak once they've acknowledged you. You wish I was your teacher? That depends on, well, thank you. Very much. Thank you very much. So yes, I do. I work with children. And so I see different types of behaviors, not only as a mother, but as a teacher as well. And I feel like a lot of children, they really just need to be loved. And of course, everything will stem from out of that love, because when you love someone, you will make every effort to be there for them, to do the things that they need to get done. I'm not saying that everything will get done, but to the best of our abilities as a teacher, as a parent, and, on the whole. But opening that avenue where they can actually talk to you was really good. And I believe that there are times when it's good to actually sit down with those kids, your children, my students, and find out what's going on, really hear their voice. Sometimes, like if I'm teaching a lesson, I'll say, hey, so what has been your experience? And then we talk about it from there, because sometimes real life lessons go a long way, right? Because we all want to be heard. And I know I got on here to talk about progress, and I feel like from the things I know, based on the things that I know, and I'm going to sound like a language arts teacher here, using my background information plus the things that I'm learning, I can make my inferences, right? um, using the evidence that, I hear, I see, I experience, I make my inferences. So, this is what I have seen, that kids respond better when we take the time to work on ourselves. So, when mom or teacher or whoever you may be, parent, is not overwhelmed, we do respond better to our children, our students. So, I always talk about self care and taking care of ourselves. And yes, you need to take that time. And I know sometimes we have busy lives, and whoever you are listening here, lives can be busy, but do take that time out for yourself, even if it's 10 minutes. And I always talk about taking 10 minutes to just sit in complete silence, go out in nature, or if you're sitting by a window or something, and focus on like the trees or the birds, or even close your eyes. But definitely put the electronics away, because it makes it a little bit difficult to just focus. You just want some quiet time to just sit in silence. You close your eyes, or like I said, look out in nature. I like to just sit and watch the trees and look out in nature, or even take a walk. But put the electronics away, turn off the TV, everything, no noise. 10 minutes. Do this every day, and it will really help to get rid of a lot of tension in the body. Also, getting massages. I like, like foot massages, but you can, any kind of massage that works for you is fine. But like I said, even if you take 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is, to just sit in silence and take some deep breaths, or taking a walk, that also works. And resetting. And I think sometimes people think when they want to get away and get rid of the stress, they scroll on their phone, they go and they binge watch a TV show, but they don't realize when they do that, they're actually filling themselves up with other things, and they have not gotten rid of the other stuff. So, what you want to do when you're relieving stress is to actually empty. You want to be empty of everything you've been through for the day. And that's basically it. So remember that any kind of progress is progress. So whatever goal you're looking towards, look to progress in it. All right? And if there's something else you would like to hear, just drop it in the comments and let me know, and we'll discuss it. Of course, I look at it from the mother standpoint and sometimes a teacher standpoint, but I am here to hear what you've got to say. All right? I love you. I love you. I love you. Go out and be victorious and do something good today, and reward yourself for the good things you do. You have a wonderful day.